Hi, and welcome to the Ada K Show. I am Ada K. Brown, and am currently a criminal justice major, and I'm a deaf courtroom commentator. Grab a cup of Java, and let's dive in. Hello, and welcome, everybody. Nice to see you guys here on this fabulous Sunday afternoon. It is finally warmed up in the southern central Texas area. It's been cold. And my capuchin monkey escaped her cage yesterday and spilt water all over my bed, which means my electric heated mattress bag cover was soaked. So this chick froze last night. So we still love the capuchin. We still love the monkey butt. You guys, I am so excited. We've got a guest coming on, and we are going to be talking about Miss Sarah. What do we call her? Do we know what we call her? Boone. Boy, she's a hot siren. And I am so excited to have our guest. Everyone, please welcome Tanika. Yes, let me get her on for you. Welcome. Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Good to see you. Or thank you for welcoming me. Good to see you.
I love your mic. It kind of changes colors. My desk, Matt does that. We love colors. You have a lot of people joining us. Oh my God, 81 people. Holy crap.
Hello, everybody. Everybody wants to hear about Sarah Boone's business. They're all
I know, right? Well,
business. Yes.
I call her Honey Boom Boom.
Oh my God.
Honey Boom Boom.
Yes.
Want to just do a quick, office stuff. Number one, and you don't have to. If your people are good, they don't have to do this. But at the end of this month, I'm giving away a $50 Starbucks giveaway card. A lot of times I do Starbucks tumblers. And the way to do that is if you subscribe, put I sub 1 entry. If you hit the like button, you get 5 entries. Become a member, 99 cents or more. You get 5 entries. Every super chat gets 10 entries. And if you gift a membership, you and the person gets 10 entries. For tonight, though, I need you to put ILIKED if you like the chat. That's all you got to do is put that in the chat. And you will be entered into this fabulous drawing, which will be finalized at the end of the month. I just love to bless my viewers. Absolutely love to bless my viewers. So with that, do me a favor, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about who you are and about your channel.
Yes, my name is Tanika. I live in New York, in Manhattan. I have a channel called Tanika's 2 Cents. I started it over the summer. It started with my obsession with Sarah Boone. I made one video in June yelling at the TV, and I was like, I might as well record this. And then I posted it, and I got 1 sub. I checked back a month later, and I had another one. I checked back a month later, I had 1 sub. I made another video, and then got more, and then I was hooked. And so they've stuck with me through bad mics and dogs barking and all that stuff.
Well, I'm not far behind you. I've only been doing this officially 8 months, well, monetized 8 months. But really doing it for 10. And oh my God, learn everybody. You're just going too fast. I can't get all of y'all mods. Have fun. So we're a little smaller than you are. And for those who don't know,
it changes quickly.
Oh, I really hope it does.
Quickly.
I am deaf without my hearing aids. And because of that, I sometimes have an interpreter. I went to college at the age of 43 because I was going deaf to become a deaf support specialist and an interpreter for the deaf. Now I'm 53 and I'm back in school getting a degree in criminal justice with maybe a law field. Oh my God. Thank you. Gifted 5 memberships over on Tanika's. All right. Thank you for giving her memberships. Yay. I will honor that as well because she is my guest. So you just got your name in the drawing by the end of the month. So yeah, $50. Now, if you don't like Starbucks, you can get another gift card. Just tell me what you want. So anyway, I have been watching a lot of your videos today, wanting to get to know you and figure out who you are and where you're coming from. And I just absolutely love you. And I just like real people. And
Oh, thank you.
you're not lawyers yet. Um,
I gave up that dream. I just have a regular corporate job.
well, yeah, but still, we're lawyers at heart.
Yes.
Well, if you don't drink coffee, that's okay. I can get it to Nobility. I can get it wherever you want, Texas Roadhouse, wherever you want it, whatever you want it. I am a coffee drinker.
Same. Oh my God. Coffee and Diet Coke. That's my jam.
Well, I have a coffee sponsor, and this coffee. Now, did you know that all these coffees that you buy in the store and Starbucks and at grocery stores are actually picked before they're ripe, and they're burnt and overly roasted to give you that nice bold flavor? Hence why you get the chemical taste on the back of the tongue.
Oh, how did you find that out?
Because my coffee sponsor roasts and grinds her coffees locally here as we order them.
Nice.
Sugar Shack, there you go, Haley Mouse. That's where we get our coffee, and they have a membership, and they're fabulous people. But I am a coffeeaholic. So real quick, we're going to do this in several ways. Number one, we're going to talk about Sarah Boone and her family legal woes, so to speak. And then we're going to go in and talk about what's going to happen to her in prison, what's happening to her in prison. You did have a fabulous guest on. We're going to drop your link, Mods, if you could drop her link to her website channel, please, in the comments. If you need to grab it, it's okay. She has a little one. An 18-month-old precious little one. You call him your what bear?
Sugar bear.
Sugar bear. Oh, you tap it and it mutes?
Yes.
Oh,
This is to keep the back. I'm telling you, there's a lot going on in here. I had a babysitter earlier, but she's gone now.
but I like that tap. Well, I have that. Do you know the RA has that big, and Emily D. Baker? I have one of those. I have all the fancy stuff. I just don't know how to use some of it.
I love RA's setup, like how you can see him from multiple angles.
I have that.
Oh, you do? Oh my God, I love that.
Well, I got to get a new cord before my GoPro because it's not reading it. So I got to get a new cord. But I got this, and I need someone to help me set it up.
Oh, is that the sound Emily has? Like when she makes
No.
Oh.
This is the switcher that fades in and out. It's where they have like 6 to 10, 16 different little windows on the computer monitor, and you can pop screens in and out without having to, like if I move to this view, then I go back to this view, and then I have to, it's smooth. This makes everything smooth. Fade in, fade out.
I need that in my life. Oh my God, I love that.
1,500.
Oh, I don't need that. I got to be doing it at least a year. I got to be committed.
Yeah. And well, the Rodecaster Pro is something I think everybody should have. That is the first big thing you need to purchase. Rodecaster Pro 2. I'll help you set it up. I'll help you learn it. It gives all of the sound bites, like, that's not what I wanted. Sorry.
We had a good day. Mm-hmm. It was a good day.
So Sarah Boone ruined that for me. I used to say, we had a good day. It was a good day. Don't do that anymore. So let's get diving in. Let me get it up on screen. But let's start diving in about the Sarah Boone's family drama. Oh, my God. Yes, ma'am.
Who said, oh my God?
I did. I said family drama. Oh, my God.
Oh, I was like, I thought something happened. Yes. So have you guys talked about it at all on this?
No. And
Okay.
I saw all of it going down, and I thought, do you know what? I'll just save that for Tuesday, or because we may have a court happening Monday. So I was trying to balance everything, and I thought I would just leave some teasers and stuff. But
okay, yeah. I just didn't want to repeat.
Man, we're doing it.
Okay, let's do it. So as we all know, Sarah's just been convicted, right, in December of the murder of George Torres, and she unfortunately or fortunately, she was married. She divorced Brian, her former husband, as she likes to say. And because she was incarcerated, he didn't want to pay alimony anymore, right? He didn't want to pay child support because he had full custody of the child and she was being taken care of by the state of Florida. Let me see. I'm pushing him away. Okay.
Oh, that's okay. Hi, baby.
He doesn't want to. She was being taken care of. 3 hots and a cot. He's doing his own thing.
Does he like puppies?
Yes. He has 2. Well, he has 2 little
Sensei,
dogs.
come here. Up. Up. This is my hearing dog, Sensei.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a good girl. Mwah. Okay.
Beautiful coat.
She sits under my desk and alerts me to all the different noises. So anyway, go ahead.
Okay. So as part of her being incarcerated, while her case was pending 4 years, 8 lawyers later, he didn't want to pay. And also in 2022, he lost his job.
Mm-hmm.
So he couldn't pay her, right?
So what was that job?
Software developer. He worked remotely. Yes, software developer. He worked remotely. I don't know if your viewers have seen the body cam footage of the day of that Sarah called. He showed up in a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Oh.
We saw all the video.
Oh, you did? Okay. So he showed up.
Book.
Oh, you do? Oh my God. I've seen them over and over. It's an embarrassment. But so he showed up in casual clothes, but you heard on the stand, he explained he works remotely. And so he had to throw on some clothes. What he was wearing before, I don't want to know. But so software developer, that was the question. So he lost his job. He wanted to relocate to Gainesville. The court granted that motion. He wanted to either eliminate or reduce alimony, and reduce meaning when she gets out, but he was thinking that she wouldn't get out. And then he wanted complete visitation. He wanted he wanted complete custody. She was saying she wanted visits, but what was happening is, and she wrote letters to the family court judge. I mean, she writes letters to both judges, but to the family court judge.
No. Honey Boom Boom doesn't know what a letter is.
A novel, War and Peace.
She writes a novel. Or no, actually, she writes a horrible screenplay.
Yes, I think she watched Dynasty growing up, or her mother did.
Oh God! Now, come on, you're talking my generation. Funny is you mentioned Bo Derek in your thing earlier today, and I laughed my ass off.
She had French braids. She rocked them.
Oh, my girl, white woman with braids, man, she rocked it.
Yes,
I can see her running, and
yes.
Go ahead.
Oh my God, 10. So she was being unreasonable, in my opinion. Like, why do you need $1,000 a month? You definitely don't need. So the alimony was $1,000. The child support was $100 because when she was a free woman, they had split custody, right? They had shared custody. Mm-hmm. She didn't make any money because she didn't have a job, so he was the breadwinner of the family. So he was giving her the $100. It was meant to go toward like gas and electric and whatever.
No, it went to alcohol.
Right. Uh-oh. I've lost my light. That's why I said it was meant to. But
you're good. Not. You're good.
Okay.
You're so good.
It is it's a wonder she ever had him at all, honestly. Like, as far as taking care of him.
I wanted to ask, what the hell did you see in her?
I have no idea. Unless he was like a party person at one time. Because he seemed way more ambitious than she was. Do you know what I mean? As far as playing adult, he was better at adulting than she was.
By far.
Yeah. So he filed for divorce in October or November of 2017. And when you have to fill out the financial affidavit. So he put what his job was, the software developer, how much he made, which it was less than what I thought, but I guess it's not that expensive to live there. She had zero income. So from 2017.
Wait. What about the food stamps and all that?
She would have had to, after Brian, she would have gotten food stamps. Okay. Right?
Well,
because sometimes. She didn't. Well, he made just under 100,000. So I don't think that he was eligible.
Just under $100,000? No, she would not. Well, the moment they separated and she's living on her own and they divorce, she can file for it. But
so when she was living on her own, she couldn't afford it. So that's why she lived with George, right? So at that point, she would have been eligible for the food stamp. Her $1,000 did not cover the rent of, as she likes to say, the townhome instead of townhouse. Wait, it didn't cover it. So she hadn't had a job. I know of 2 instances she had a job. One, if you watch the trial, the video where she's berating George on the stairs saying, I just started my new job. You didn't ask me about some baseball player. So that was a new job. And then during her arrest body worn camera in 2018, she said, I just started my job last week as a reason why she couldn't be arrested for abusing him. So she had no extended work history. So Brian was paying her.
Oh, do you know what some of her work history was? I pulled it up.
Oh, you did? Let's see. I know she was like a receptionist somewhere.
She was a receptionist and she was a paralegal.
Really?
She worked, well, she said she was a paralegal, but she worked in a law firm doing paralegal type work. And then she worked in a hotel or apartment complex as like a sale, just a front desk person.
Okay.
But that's where the law, where she thought she could represent herself, is because she had some experience with the law. And I'm all thinking, I got to find out. No, she claimed to be a paralegal.
But don't you have to have a certificate or some kind of training to be a paralegal?
I'm telling you, what she claimed doesn't mean it's right.
I mean, but at least make it plausible. Do you know?
Well, she wasn't. Thank you, the admin assistant and a front desk. But she actually stated, I saw it in one of in many documents. I wish I didn't have time to pull everything, but she did say paralegal.
That's crazy.
I'm like,
well, I don't know if you remember, Tonya Werner, the Dr. Tonya Werner said on the stand that she liked to overinflate her achievements. Like she couldn't just say she worked the front desk. She was like partnering with her boss to get things done.
I mean, that's what I think goes on in her head. It drives me nuts. So anyway, so they got their divorce.
Yeah, so they were officially divorced in April of 2018.
Yeah, and then they got equal custody.
Yes.
And he paid her $1,000 for alimony and $100 for child support. I only got $200 a month for 2 kids. Yeah, that sucked. And yeah, Toxic Orca said, yeah, rolling on the floor. I highly doubt she worked at a law office. Guess what, guys? You don't have to have a lot between the brains to work there. If you know your ABCs, you can be in a file room and work in a law office. You don't have to have a whole bunch of smarts to do some of the work. I'm not trying to be mean. Everybody's role is important.
Yes.
But even she could do something there. Maybe clean it. Clean it. She's good at cleaning and picking things up, remember?
Yes. Yeah. And organizing activities. She could be a cruise director.
The cruise would sink just because she stepped on it.
I didn't say it would be good.
I'd jump overboard. I'd take my chances overboard. I really would. So after the divorce and the unaliving, so they had 50-50 and all that. But it's my understanding, did he not, the child, stay mostly over at his father's? Because, I mean, she didn't want him there when George was there so she could drink and party and beat him up and unalive him in a suitcase.
Exactly. And Brian was saying that at the day of or the day after that he was looking to go back to court because she didn't take him half of the time. And when she did see him, she would go over to the marital home. And it was always an excuse of like why her son couldn't come.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that kind of got me in the beginning. And I said, that's an alcoholic behavior. That is definitely somebody who's struggling with addictions. And I got pet fur on my hat and it's driving me crazy. There it is. It's hitting my glass and then I have a little fan blowing. It's like, but the other thing is that I want to know what kind of codependent problem he has, the ex-husband, to put up with this. He could have filed for full custody and everything. Well, he lost his job, so maybe not. And then what people don't realize is that when you are in a divorce and you have an agreement of who's going to do what, child support and all that, in order to get that modified, you have to go make a filing, make a motion, go to mediation before you even go to a judge. And that's thousands and thousands, sometimes upwards of $10,000 to $12,000 just to make a modification in your divorce agreement. I know.
Yeah. So Brian asked in the last motion he filed, which was for eliminate the alimony, eliminate the child support, and have full legal custody of the child. They tried to do mediation. She refused to participate. And so now he's asking for lawyer fees. But I'm like, she doesn't have a job. How's she going to give you like lawyer fees? She's just wasting time, basically.
And tax dollars of money.
So Brian and his lawyer filed something, but then so Sarah filed a motion for contempt because he stopped paying anything, right, while it was in limbo. And Brian's team came back and they said, you cannot file that he's in contempt until his motion is heard, and they gave case law. So they went back before Judge Dean, and Judge Dean said, I'm not going to look at this until after the criminal case is resolved, right? And so she asked, being Sarah, like, well, what if blah, blah, blah? And he said, listen, you can push it and file something else, but it's not going to be favorable for you while you are incarcerated. So,
well, and the other thing is while she's incarcerated, there's only a limited in jail amount. Well, depending on the county and where you live. I'm going to give it that. There's only a limited amount of money that can be put on the books at any given time. And on top of that, when you're incarcerated, you don't have the bills and you don't have the child he shouldn't be paying. So I have to take a little moment. We're going to do this, and just give us quick second. I want to thank As the Gavel Drops for partnering with us. If you are ever needing court documents and you can't locate it, 99% of the time it's going to be over on As the Gavel Drops. Go to Discord, go to As the Gavel Drops, validate your account, and you can get all of these wonderful court documents that we use. And in fact, we're going to show you in a minute some of those documents. So go show some love to As the Gavel Drops. I couldn't do this without being with As the Gavel Drops. I don't have the access to all this stuff.
I'm going to have to check it out. I haven't heard of that. That looks awesome.
You need to get on there as a channel, because they also have channels. So when you go live, it announces that you're live.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to check it. I've never heard of it. I'll check it out.
As the Gavel Drops, and Toxic Orchid owns As the Gavel Drops Discord, and she is my mod boss. So when we get court documents, if you're looking for something, chances are it's over there. And if they don't have it, you can donate it.
Okay, I like that.
You can help them out to help everybody else. We all share. So one thing that's real frustrating, though, is when she was in jail, I read through all her phone logs. I have, and everybody on my page, I have gone through all her behavioral notes from day one to present, well, till she was moved. And in that, somebody said it, I have to do it. I saw the words. I saw it.
We had a good day. It was a good day.
Who said that? Who said it was a good day? I saw it in chat. Somebody said it in chat. Oh, Larry Powers. You said it. I have to play it. So anyway, the whole thing and all that is that she doesn't have the bills. He should not be paying all of that when he's already paid for her first attorney.
He didn't pay for her first attorney. Mauricio Padilla was pro bono.
Well, which attorney? Well, not the pro bono. Didn't he pay for one of the first paid attorneys? Well, that's what everybody was saying.
Nope, I pulled it up. It's in the court filing.
Good for clarification.
Mauricio worked for free for pro bono. He had previously worked on on Sigfredo Garcia's. He's like I don't know what you call it, a fame chaser. I don't know what it's called. But so he did that. He had Sarah. He left Sarah and he went for that XX Tenacion. There's a woman on YouTube, Florida PI Sam, that has coverage on that, and she on one of the, I can't remember, I think the Tenation she worked on, and for sure Sarah Boone in the early days, but she's got a lot of great insight too. But yeah, Mauricio worked for free. He ran everything through the JAC as far as like his travel. So in her burn letter, in her burn book, that's what she talked about. He was doing staycations on the JAC's dime. But Brian did say in court filings in the 2022 filing that he had loaned her $20,000 for miscellaneous.
Well, that's what I'm referring to then. Okay, that's what I was what some people kind of may have gotten mixed up. And once again, I jumped into this after being on the Karen Read, and I didn't get the in-depth into this that some people did. But he has given her a ton of money.
Yes. And he was loaning her money while she was free. Not only just
loaning her money, but he's paid for her commissaries and all of her stuff. He kind of stopped now, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't think she has a right to sit here and keep demanding alimony when in fact she owes him a ton of money. So she just needs to zip it.
Right. She should be paying him child support. Like whenever she gets a job
actually,
in prison.
He can.
Really?
Yes, and that we'll talk about my personal experience. But if he is sole custody, do you know how she demands certain rights? Even though they've been found guilty of these horrible crimes, they still have rights as parents. Even though 100% of custody may go to him, she still has the right to communicate. She has the right to visit, but she can be ordered to pay child support of $100 a month, and then it will stay there. But any money that comes into her account, whether she earns it because she has to work, any money that she earns, they siphon it out and it goes directly to that kid before it goes anywhere else.
Good.
It may only be $15, $20 a month, but if she makes money on anything, if there's any money ever put on her books of any kind of substantial, cuts out, goes because to that kid.
She got locked up February 25th of 2020, right? We're almost at 5 years. Brian has been taking care of his son alone. She should pay him something.
Oh, yeah. He can fight for it. But is it worth it? That's the question. Is it worth it? And that's where we don't know. By the way, yes, please hit the thumbs up buttons on both of our pages, please. She's scamming money out of people everywhere. I heard that when I Googled the GoFundMe type accounts, there were 4 of them. Not the GoFundMe because they won't do it for something like that, but 4 other fundraisers. And I think at one time she had like $80,000 to $90,000 if you add them all up together. I was like,
how do they get it to her though? Like, how would she get it?
There's somebody that must be in a trust or something. I don't know.
Okay.
But the thing is that once you've been found guilty and you've got to pay fines and you owe lawyers and you claim yourself indigent. For example, if you declare you're indigent and your mother and father die, and then there's an estate that come to you, you will never get it. It goes to the state to pay your legal fees. It pays the court fees. It pays the victim's advocacy. It goes to pay the child support. You will not get that money.
Good. I'm glad she won't get it. I don't think that she deserves it. I think she's put him through heck. She fought him being relocated because she claimed she didn't understand how her predicament was impacting her son and why he would be getting bullied. And it's like, she doesn't care about anyone but herself.
No, she doesn't. Well, if she had like $1 million, somehow got $1 million and everybody got paid off and no money was owed anywhere else, then potentially, but then they would have to take her out of the indigent situation and make her pay for everything. And then maybe she can keep the money, but depends on the state. But oh my gosh, y'all, I can't keep up with everybody in chat. I don't think I've ever had this many people in chat at one time. Love you. Thank you. Please hit that like button and comment the word I like to be entered into a drawing for the end of the month, $50 gift card. So let's talk about All right, we're talking about the parenting plan.
Yes.
You brought up some good information, but I have some real information, meaning
Yes.
life experience information, not just, oh, I heard or this. So I'm going to let you start with what you know, and then I'll fill in.
Wait, starting what I know about
The parenting plan, what he's asking for, what are they wanting to do?
Yes, so he is asking again to get the alimony reduced, as it's all one plan. It's not separated out, like he didn't define. Actually, let me see if I can pull it up really fast.
I have the document here.
Oh, do you want to pull and then we can go? Yay. So there's been a substantial change in circumstances. Obviously, he doesn't have a job and she's incarcerated. And so he's asking, hey, I know we settled this in 2018, but some things have changed. And so I'm asking to modify this to accommodate those changes, right? Mm-hmm. And so one of them is he doesn't want to pay child support, which seems like a no-brainer, but she wouldn't agree to it prior. He wants to pay no alimony or stay the alimony until... So he was ordered to pay it from 2018 to 2025. So this year, April Fool's Day.
Whoa. I think that's BS.
He hasn't been paying it, though.
No. I don't think. Now, what I think should have happened, it should have gone into a trust. If she was found not guilty, then she gets it. If she's found guilty, all that money goes back to him to help take care of that boy, because $100 a month in child support ain't crap in taking care of this child for 5 years. And $1,000 a month would be very beneficial. So I think it's a wash. I don't think he should have to. I don't think he should have to pay that.
So if you scroll down, he goes through his...
Yeah, I'm going to.
Okay, he goes through what he's looking for. He doesn't mention at all visitation, right? And so he just is asking for full custody. She has not filed a counter motion for visitation, so who knows if it's a priority. At some point it may dawn on her, but I feel like she's very transactional. She just wants her money.
Oh, it's nothing about that child. Just give me the money. It's all about the money. It's all about the money, about that money, no child.
Yeah,
I'm really bad with songs.
I like it.
Both parties have a minor child, which we all know. And as much as the former wife is in jail, we know that. She doesn't have financial need for alimony or child support payments at this time. Well, she can argue that a little bit.
Why? Why does she have need?
She has to buy her own toothbrush. You get your first set. She needs to buy
Don't commit crimes, though. It's not his fault.
I'm with you on that, but I'm a devil's advocate girl, just so you know.
Okay.
I do devil's advocate well, and I encourage the bantering.
Yes.
Number one, she's still on appeal. As long as she's on appeal, she still could potentially be innocent. And so she's going to need money for all the commissaries. And, you only get like 2 pads a day for sanitary. You get maybe 1 roll of toilet paper a week, and you get a little deodorant and all that she needs to have. She's got to have money for that kind of stuff. That's what she's thinking. But honey boo boo, you are so right. Don't go unaliving somebody in a suitcase.
Oh my God.
There's another, do you know the case I'm getting ready to start covering tomorrow at 6:30 my time in the morning, if they go live on Zoom? He unalived a woman, stabbing her 66 times, shackled her, threw her in a suitcase, and threw the suitcase in the river. Another suitcase.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. So let's see. We've gotten to as much as the wife is in jail wanting modification of shared parenting.
Yes, that is it. So the former wife's lack of proper judgment, and I love how snarky the lawyer is who wrote this, as described above, and because of her behaviors in front of the minor child prior to her incarceration, it is the minor child's best interest for the former husband to be awarded sole parental responsibility, decision-making, and 100% time sharing. The former wife does not have the mental or physical ability to co-parent at this time, nor can she exercise any time sharing.
Now, I said the same thing in my thing, and I lost. For those of you who don't know, my husband went to jail. He did something really, really bad, or accused of, you remember, really, really bad. And I had 100% physical custody, but he could help make decisions medically, financially. He could talk to doctors. He had rights to the educational information and all of that stuff. He just didn't have any physical custody. And the problem with that is, so when the children were visiting him in jail with his mother supervising, which is another story we'll talk about, the shenanigans that she can play that are really going to hurt this situation. If there was say my child was there and he fell and had to get stitches or whatever, in that moment, he had the right to provide medical care decisions without calling me.
Wow. Even though
if it was no, you were on. It was life threatening, like he may not live till tomorrow, then it had to be, but he could get the stitches and do all of that and then call me later.
Even though he was incarcerated.
Even though he was incarcerated. They don't lose she's not losing her parental rights. Her rights are not being taken away. It's a modification of shared parenting.
So he would need to file like a revocation of parental rights, like something specifically saying she would have 0.
She's not the mother of this child anymore.
Ooh.
So even though she's in prison, she has rights to that child. Not physical rights, but she has rights to get a copy of the report cards from the school system be mailed to her. She has the right to contact the teachers and have a parent-teacher correspondence or maybe a live Zoom if she wants to. She has a right to contact the physicians and find out when his next dental appointment. I went through all this.
Wow.
When the next dental appointment is, it is. He is 14 wait.
He's 14. He turned 14 in October.
How do you say that? Seba? I'm very dyslexic. I'm bad with names.
I think it's Seba.
Seba. He's 14. Can't he decide if he wants to go or not? No, not 100%. Not yet. 16, 17 is that age. And it depends on the state. We'll get to that in a minute. But right now we're talking about physical custody of the child. So that's what people don't understand. This is not the removal of her rights as a parent, just the rights of her to have any kind of physical custody under any circumstance.
It almost, apologies. It seems redundant to me that he'd have to file because she has life. Do you know what I mean? It seems like there would be a shortcut, but I guess she just can, because she was asking about his therapy sessions. She was asking about the name of the therapist. And I was like, she wants to contact the therapist. They wouldn't give it to her. So she wrote a letter to the family court judge complaining. He didn't respond, but she's still very much like tattletale-y.
Well, and the thing is unfortunately with this, she does, until her rights are removed, she has the right to that information. How she gets it is the question. Does she get it through the parent? So they can sit there and say, okay, every time this, and I was supposed to do this. Every time my child went to the doctor, I had to notify him. Every time they went to therapy, I should have notified them. Every time they went to the dentist, I should have notified. And it gets overwhelming as a single parent to keep up with all the things that you're supposed to do to notify the parent who is guilty of unaliving a person in a suitcase, who really in all sense and purposes shouldn't have communication with you. But her rights are more important than the child's rights. And it sucks, but it's true. I fought it for years. And you know what my husband did or accused of and found guilty of. And would you want your child around somebody like that in any way, shape, or form? No. So why? No, he didn't physically harm a child. I will say that, but it was still bad.
Right.
But the thing is that she's going away for life. And then what's going to happen is she can sit there until the original order of the court in the divorce is changed. She still has 50% custodial and can force the child to come in or file kidnapping on him.
Oh my God. I think Brian's parents would intervene as far as with the legal help for him.
Guys, I will not share exactly what my ex-husband did because that's his story, not mine. but I will tell you it wasn't good. And but I had to fight like hell to keep all my rights as a parent with my kids who is innocent and never went to jail or found guilty of a crime like that. I mean, it was just, yeah, it's crazy how inmates sometimes can have what seems to be more rights than those on the outside. They're more worried about the inmate's right than they are the right of the child. If the child doesn't want to go see them, then depending on the age, at 14, she could petition a judge for him to see a therapist, have a therapist and a lawyer appointed to that child to represent that child. Then that child would have to sit there and go through all this therapy and tests and evaluations, speak in front of a judge and share why he doesn't want. Then they will all get together and decide what's best for that child.
Wow. Would
Not
that be
the
like
father.
a guardian ad litem?
Yeah, guardian ad litem. Thank you. I
Okay.
was getting ready to say that. And it's one of those things that you sit there and go, that's insane. I mean, I always think a child whose parent is going through what she's going through in their divorce should have had a guardian ad litem already admitted. I mean, boom, right then and there. But that doesn't work that way. Unfortunately, though, it costs a lot of money to fight that. And he doesn't have it.
His parents do. His
parents do, but
Yeah.
how much? I mean, their pockets aren't totally, they don't have a bottomless pit. We're talking
No,
15,
they don't.
20 grand at least just to get started.
Right. I mean, they have multiple homes, multiple properties. I think they can afford it.
All right, here's what I suggest. If I remember, I told you about my jail widow show that I was starting, and I told a parent this recently. Number 1, move away. Number 2, get a legal name change for you and that child. Have it suppressed. Number 3, give partial custody. If you've got 2 parents or a parent that's alive, give them partial custody of that child because you have custody, they have partial custody, but her rights have to be removed. At least get a power of attorney, medical power of attorney, jury, all of that stuff in play. So if you become incapacitated, they have control of that child. Because what's going to happen is if he gets in a car wreck as in a non-capacitated, then she can start pulling rights to have somebody step in on her behalf.
Wow.
See, the people aren't looking into that. Until her rights are removed, she can then get a bee in her bonnet, and God, I hope she doesn't hear this.
Oh my God.
And have somebody, she can give her rights to somebody, and they can now step into that child's life and cause hell.
She doesn't have anybody. I mean, unless it's one of her jail inmates, you know what I mean? But she might find somebody. I don't know with her. I really she's hard to peg.
This woman has pulled some rabbits out of her hat, guys, that you will go, what? It's that sound that Emily D. Baker plays all the time, and I love it.
The record stopped.
Where in the hell did Sarah Boone get this stuff? But what I'm saying though is so number 1, he has to secure his rights physically with the child 100%. Then he might try, once her appellate, depending on how far she goes in the appeals and how long it takes, if he's still a minor and she's lost all of her appeals, then he needs to get her parental rights removed. He will not be a minor by then. It takes 4 to 5 years just to get through. Yeah. But the other thing is that he needs to get something to have a monitoring process in jail that the letters, phone calls, and all that are physically monitored. Not that someone just proofs them and hands it from the jail side, but someone outside of him is on the other end of that phone line, like a professional child monitoring supervised visitation and company to monitor her phone calls with him.
Oh, definitely. I've said that from the beginning. Do they have that? If you work with the guardian ad litem or someone can help set it? Because I would only.
You don't even have to have a guardian ad litem. What you can do is there's organizations like near us. I took my kids to this really old, it was cool old Victorian home, and they had police officers off duty, on duty. They had therapists. They had professional what they call supervised visitation people.
Yes.
And they can do it by phone as well. So the child would go to that place and she would place the phone call at a specific time. They're sitting there with the child on the phone in the room with them. They may not be on the screen, but they're in the room with the child. They're writing down and documenting everything that's said and done, body language. And they say, how are you feeling? Are you doing okay? Do you need to talk about anything that's happened? And this is something that's paramount that I believe really, really, really should be done with this woman and can be done with this woman. And it can be ordered by a judge. And it does cost a little money, but if it's court ordered and the father can't pay for it and the kid doesn't have an estate of any kind, then it's free.
Okay. Wow. How was it? Because I'm curious. I worry about I don't want to say his name, what the son's journey was like, because, we hear that he was friends with George, at least from the property manager that they played together. Like, how was it explaining to your kids, however they could handle it at that age, and like seeing them through understanding, like, this is where your other parent is now?
Well, my children were 2.5 and 7 when he was arrested. And I asked my parents that adopted me and raised me. And my father's deceased 2 years ago. My mother's still with us and I love her dearly. I asked them and I said, I need you to take my 2 kids. And this was in January. And my dad was a retired Coast Guard and a teacher. And I said, I need you to take them 7 hours away from me. Texas is huge, guys. And they took them and they lived with them until this whole thing was over. And so they were very sheltered. And because I knew this was going to media storm, we were on Nancy Grace. We were on the news in California. We were East Coast to West Coast. And unfortunately, the news media hit before I could get the kids out. I was a first responder, lied to my son and said, I'm a firefighter, chaplain, emergency services person. And I lied to my son and I said, you know how we do the fire drills and all that? We're doing a gas drill. So I want you to pretend that we got a gas leak. I need you to get your little 2-year-old sister in the car and cover up in a minivan, cover up with the blanket and stay down. And I want you to sing to her. That way I know you're breathing okay. As soon as he was in the car, I called the police. They came and escorted us out of there because the news put their cameras in and blocked my vehicle, because if I would have backed up out of my driveway, I would have ran over them.
Oh, wow.
So anyway, and then we went to the safe house for CPS to do their little, I told them that I was sending them with my parents. So they had to approve my parents. They did. CPS approved them. And then my parents drove off and I cried like if it's somebody had told me they both died. I mean, that was the worst grief I've ever felt outside of losing my husband to prison. But so when they came home, they were 9 and 4.5. Okay. And so we told them that daddy's in jail and he was accused of committing a crime. And the people in the jury said he was guilty. He's not coming home.
Wow.
That's, now my parents told my kids that, sometimes mommy and daddies really struggle financially and grandparents have to help. And that's what they said for the 4 years, or 3 years,
That's fair. That's their part of the story. Do you know what I mean?
But I didn't like it because I knew my son, and my son was very angry at me for years for being lied to. But we as parents have to do what we have to do. The bigger problem this child's going to face is this child has gone through school and everything, and people know who he is, and they've tormented him. They've called him names. My kids went through hell, and especially my son, because he was closer in age. By the time my daughter got in high school, enough years had gone that it wasn't a big issue, and it was just a little different for her. But the tormenting, the news media, the teachers talking about it. I mean, teachers are horrible. They treat the kids as if the parents they're guilty too. I mean, not all, but some of them will.
Yes.
So the stigma of society and everything, the best thing they can do is take that boy, move to either a different state or at least a different town or a little bit further away.
They've moved, and rumor has it they've changed their last name, but obviously
they should change their whole name because and have it suppressed in the court so it's not as easy to find, and never breathe that name again. I lost every single friend and every person in my life up until the date that he was arrested. Nobody stayed in my life. So everybody in my life is after that.
Why? Because they associated you with oh no. So here you are. Oh wow, that's a lot.
I
I'm
was accused
sorry.
of doing it. He accused me of doing it, and also guilty by association and shame. And people just don't know how to handle it. And so, but the whole thing of this is that little boy is going to be so mentally messed up that the second thing I would say to that father, and I would all but hammer in to like shake him, get that boy in therapy and don't get him out until he leaves your home.
Right.
I don't care if you don't think he needs it because things come up years later. And the way he was abused in that home, you know he was.
Yeah. I mean, she could barely take care of herself. I don't know how she could take care of him. Like, was she cooking dinner? Was she, you know what I mean? It just sounded like chaos.
Well, and if she talked to her boyfriend that way and belittled him that way, you know darn well she was doing that. Karen Collins, I know he's not a little boy, but what people don't realize, he may be physically 14, but that mental trauma and everything has him mentally delayed, emotionally delayed. So 14 is still young to deal with these kind of problems.
And hormones are kicking in now too. It's a complicated time period in any individual's life, but to have all this drama going on and have, I mean, these are the victims of the crimes as well, right? Like, he's deeply impacted by what his mother did and has zero control over how people receive him, how they treat him, but he's got to deal with it. And I mean, we can see from his mom, she's not emotionally mature, right? She got stunted somewhere. We don't want that to happen to him. He deserves to have a good life.
Yay! He's telling you, yeah, Mom, preach it, Mama. That's right. You tell him. Hey, happy squeals. Happy squeals. Oh, I do. By the way, I'm going to be getting a little plaque made for Judge Kranick, saying that our number one judge of our channel, the number one top favorite judge of our channel, and then also Karen Reed's judge. Karen Reed's judge is going to get the worst. Auntie Bev, the least popular. Hi, honey.
There's a channel dedicated to making fun. I think he calls it Aunt Bev. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it. Hi. Hi, sweetheart. Hey. So, attorney fees and costs. He's wanting to reclaim the attorney fees and costs for this. A lot of people say no because she can't pay it. Yes, she can. Even if it's $5 a month, she can pay it.
Oh, well, good. Let her pay it. Because she also could have agreed to this and they didn't have to file all of this. She could have just stuck with the mediation.
Well, and see, that was the thing with my ex. He did not agree to anything, and we had to fight for everything. But he believes he's innocent. His family believes he's innocent. A lot of people believed he was innocent and accused me. Go figure. It's just denial. It's called the River Nile.
I was going to say, it's not just a river in Egypt. Goodness gracious. I'm sorry.
So for those of you who don't know, that ILIKED is up there. If you like this live, put I like, and then you'll be entered into a drawing for the end of the month for a $50 gift card. Right now it's for Starbucks, but if you don't like it, I can get something else. It's okay. It's okay. Did you say okay? Do you know I have 22 watching on my end and 488 on your end?
How can you see that?
I just go into my YouTube channel like I'm going to go watch it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're all diehard.
You gifted me 5 memberships. Oh my God. Thank you. We were talking so much. Well, thank you.
5 new people. We have, our members have a Judge Kranick icon and a Sarah Boone prison photo icon.
Well, this is what I did. This is what I did for the Karen Reed.
The only way to collect specimens.
Yeah. And I have been on so many accident scenes. I got my own stories on Karen Reed. But I am waiting for somebody. Would somebody please somebody told me, I can't remember who it was. One of my peeps said that they were going to, I want a bejeweled one. Do you know you can get those in a hard plastic?
No.
And then have it all red jeweled.
I want one. Yes. I love it.
I have a vintage, where is it? I have a vintage gavel, like the one that they use in the Texas House and Senate, the big ones.
Yes.
And I thought about bejeweling it, but I thought, no, I better not because then I'll ruin the value. Go figure.
Yes, there you go.
Go figure. So, okay. So we've talked about all that stuff with Sarah Boone. Let's talk about what prison life is for her. You had a woman come on and share a lot with you. Tell us who she was.
So she is a Florida correctional officer, and she has worked previously. She's not at either one now. Hi. At Lowell and at the Women's Reception Center. So she was giving us all the tea. Like, they don't have AC at Lowell. They have it at the reception center. The guards always have, or the correctional officers, COs always have AC, but the inmates do not. And she told us they're like, not even high schoolers, junior high schoolers is what she said. They're always tattling on each other. They move around. It wasn't what I thought. So I'm glad
you want to talk about drama? You want to talk about drama? It is elementary, junior high, and high school all added into one. Oh, by the way, there's a lot of you saying, who are you? I am Ada K. There's a lot that hopped on. You don't know me. And my channel is Ada K. And juror. And I grew up hearing, became deaf as an adult. I am actually going to school right now and getting a degree in criminal justice and stumbled on this. And I am about 8 months since monetization, and I am 10 months since my first video. So, we kind of been doing the same time, same thing. So, Sarah Boone, let's talk about what happens when you first walk in. Did she share that with you?
So we didn't go, that was with someone else. So we watched Christina Randall's. The ride there is like, you're hot, you're in the back of a van, you're handcuffed, you're ankle cuffed, you've got a waist chain. You have no say of when you stop for bathroom or food. So you're at the mercy of the guards. We were told it smells really bad. People are sometimes using the restroom on themselves. Hopefully, number one, I didn't ask. So then they all go. Then they have the search, the grab and pull, body search.
Thank you for the sub.
And
okay, let's break it down a little more. If you go within your little city, it's not too bad, or within 30 minutes away. It ain't too bad, okay?
Okay.
We'll give it that.
I think ours was a 2-hour ride in the van.
Oh, yeah, that's not too bad either. Some people ride for 5 to 10 hours a day in a bus, like a school bus with bars, and there's no air conditioning or heat. And these buses actually have they're partitioned into 3 sections or 4 sections. So they have you go to the back, you're caged in with 2 or 3 people. It's really horrible. But the first thing you realize, you will never see your reflection again. Clearly again. They do not have glass. They have plastic. It's so usually scratched up and very difficult to see. My ex-husband said that, and other people have said, the first time they see their face in many years, fully like we do, is when they get out. Think about it. You're
pressing too many buttons. I hadn't thought about that, but that's crazy. Like, that is
the last time you see your face in a reflection of glasses in the bus. You're sitting there. It's hot. If you start your cycle or whatever's going on, if you're on it, guess what? It's all over the place. You're right. Some of them do urinate on themselves, but a lot of them get nauseated and throw up. It is horrible, guys. Horrible.
We learned too that inmates make tampons out of pads. They have to ask the officer for a pad each time. They can't take 2 back.
Toilet paper, and sometimes they'll take toilet paper and then they'll wrap it in paper and they will get it really tight and then they have a little piece of paper around it. They put it in, then they pull the paper out, and it's toilet paper wrapped up. Yeah, it's horrible.
Wow.
So when you get off, you get there, they're screaming at you, get off, get off, get off. They're calling your names. You are shackled to the people, either at least one, if not two people at a time. And then they line you up and you go in and you stand there, and then they start the process. Now, people don't realize that process takes sometimes, if there's only one or two people, it can take 5 hours. If it's a busload of people, it could take 24 to 32 hours to get through the processing. So you come in and they sometimes will shackle you to a wall. Sometimes you're standing, sometimes you're sitting, and they start the process at they don't come in and get stripped down immediately. No.
Okay.
Eventually, if you're on your cycle or something happens and you need something, you tell them and they will get to you maybe 3 to 4 hours later.
Oh my God.
If you're lucky. So the other thing is when they finally get your name and your fingerprints and your photos and your paperwork, and sometimes the paperwork is a little delayed getting from the court if they didn't have it in hand, so you sit and wait longer. A lot of times you got people next to you who have not had their medications and whatnot, so they've got some craziness going on. You've got some fear going on, crying, vomiting. It's a hot mess. Then finally you get to the fun strip search. That you ought to welcome, because that means you're going to a cell and you're finally out of the hell.
That's a rough day when a strip search is welcoming.
It is. And then you are put in, some people call it the turtle suit. I don't. I call it the moving blanket all in one. It's that same material as a moving blanket. Do you know those moving blankets that are quilted? It's the same thing made into a dress, honey. And yes, there are no undergarments. It is naked with that. You are put in a room, not necessarily padded, by the way, and they don't give you anything but a blanket when you're expected to sleep. A lot of times you just curl your legs up inside that on the hard concrete floor or on a concrete bench or a metal bench, and that's it. Now, someone said, well, don't they torture by leaving lights on and loud music and all that? No, but they do not like, if they're doing a one-on-one for unaliving watches, which is they do for a lot of them, they will sit there and do the one-on-one. With that, they will dim the lights, but it's not always all. The U-Haul onesies, that's right, Nina, the U-Haul dress. That it's more of a U-Haul dress. It is very cold in prison, people. It is super, super cold in prison. And then you have the situation to where finally you get in there, and a lot of these people still haven't had meds. Then you go do medical. And what people don't realize is a lot of these people who are on psych meds get whacked up.
But they have to get a new script, right, from the doctor of where they're going. So it takes, wow, I would think they would keep that timing tight. Is it just because they're so busy?
Well, first of all, they have to verify that that's what you were on, because a lot of these people are addicts and they want some of these drugs. And so what they have to do are medications. So what they have to do is they have to turn around. They have to go and basically just, med-eval everybody. And then they look at their history. They look at what they were receiving in the jail or holding facility and what they were receiving on the outside, because now they can go to pharmaceuticals now and find out some of the stuff that you were taking. They can get access to some of that depending on what it is. You see a nurse, you may see a doctor. Then you also go through a delousing.
I heard.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible. And then they give you, someone says, well, I'm an 8.5. Honey, you're an 8 or 9. Which do you want? In shoes, for example. And Boone was talking about her prison garb or jail garb being too big and needing it extra small and all that. No, honey, boo, that ain't going to happen. Then when you get all that stuff, you are sent to your place where you're going to be held. Now, a lot of people have been talking about where she's at. Is it a dorm or is it a multiple tiered thing with cells where there's 1 to 2 people in them? I
She's in
think
a
she's a
dorm.
dorm.
Yes.
And a dorm is anywhere from 40 to 80 people, depending on the size. And you want to talk about rank, you want to talk about nasty. And then they're like, basically, it's like a military dorm room, bunk beds with chests. Now, I want to know, who is she going to manipulate to get extra room for the stuff she no longer has?
Who isn't she? They get one locker, in jail. She was putting it in Christina's locker.
She had 4 times that she had it in other lockers. They were padlocking the empty ones so she couldn't use them.
Yes. So she's someone. She's going to find some unsuspecting nice person who needs a friend to help her out. But wouldn't they make her throw some of that away? Like if there's no room for it, would they have transported it? They would have. Okay.
When she's transported, what will happen is all her stuff goes into a holding place.
Okay.
It is meticulously gone through.
Oh.
Every document is read.
Okay.
Because this is their first time really getting their hands on her. And she's got a lot of documents and a lot of letters. You can gain a lot boxes. You can gain a lot of insight on these. Oh, we're going to talk about the cheese. Don't let me Don't let me forget about the cheese. I know exactly what that was for. Nobody knows, but I do.
Okay.
Exclusive.
You heard it here first.
Exclusive. You heard it
Breaking
here
news.
first. No, not kidding. Most people don't realize what it's for. So anyway, they do have a holding cell. And then if you are a lifetimer, you can rotate some of your property in a storage. So you may have you have a locker there in the cell, then you may have a box or 2 allowed in a storage facility. And then you can ask and rotate things in and out as needed. Like your winter clothes, your winter jacket will be stored during the summer and they rotate it. If you get too much, you have to send it to somebody or it's disposed of.
Okay. I wanted someone in the chat just about the child. Northwest was saying ex-husband could invoke the provision regarding her alcohol use. Divorce said he could revoke. Wait a minute.
Parental rights or custodial rights?
It's not specifying either one. Divorce said he could require her to go to rehab and have supervised visits. So that's already in the divorce decree. And she's now said on the stand that she's an alcoholic. So he could leverage that to get supervised visits without having to.
No, not with this. Not in prison.
He couldn't do modified while she's in prison?
She is going to be drug screened and searched so dang much. If she's drinking, they're going to nip it in the bud. Yes, prison's full of drugs and alcohol, but she's not going to have one-on-one visitation with her child.
No. Northwest is saying she already violated the decree.
Oh, yes, she violated.
She's admitted on the stand that she's an alcoholic.
Sorry, that was my hearing. That's a deaf person problem. But some people will still maintain that alcohol and drug because in prison, there's a lot of drugs and alcohol in jail and prison, y'all. There's a lot.
Anything you can get on the street, so you can get in there. I don't know what that means, but
you can take fresh fruit and ferment them and make your own alcohol. It's horrible. She says she's no longer drinking, but yeah, we'll see. All right, let's talk about. Do you remember in the behavioral notes? We going lively this up. Do you remember in the behavioral notes we had some interesting things?
Yes. Are we going to cheese slices?
She was cleaning and trying to take care of her friends and volunteering to be a lovely person. Do you know why? Because when you're cleaning, you can lift things off of the desk. And when you're cleaning, you have access to gloves. And gloves are very valuable in prison. Okay, let's talk about that. Twofold. Number 1, gloves are wonderful for toilet fishing.
Why would you toilet fish? You've ingested something?
Oh, no. Oh, girl, honey, boo-boo, I got to educate you now. Okay, so when you are in jail or prison and you have people that you want to talk to, you toilet talk. So you put a mattress pad or something over the toilet, and you pump it to get the toilet to flush without pushing the handle to remove all the water from the inside of the toilet snake section. And then the other person in another room next to you or 2 rooms down from you will do the same. Now, if you're in a tower situation, it's the floor. So I could talk to somebody on the 5th floor if I'm on the 1st floor. Emptying
Through
the tank.
toilet?
Yeah, you don't know toilet talk? Oh my God, I got to educate you. So through the toilet, it's called toilet talk. And so what happens is you will sit there and you will drain the toilet. And then some people will take styrofoam cups and take the bottoms out and stack them to help magnify it and put it in. But a lot of times they put their face in the freaking toilet. They'll clean it. And people who do toilet talk have really bad acne around here.
Oh.
They put their face in the toilet and they talk like this.
Who could they want to talk to that bad?
Their lovers, male presence. So if you got a big tower or whatever, and you got men on the 5th floor and the women on the 3rd floor, they get little intimate relationships through toilet talk. And they will Google it, and they will talk to the toilets. Okay. So another thing they do is fish through the toilets. So you take all that string, you strip the threads, you create a rope out of one of your sheets or one of your t-shirts, and then you turn, all of a sudden I see the comments flying. And then all of a sudden, yeah, Deb Richardson, yeah, I'm not kidding. And so you make a string. And then what you do is you take a glove, depending on what you're trying to pass. It has to be a certain size or it gets stuck. Put your item in it, tie it up, flush it. But before you do that, you flush a cord. Another person flushes their cord, and you pull and flush and pull till you get them hooked. Then you pull it one side all the way through. You put the product in there. That person will pull it back through, and now they've got their drugs or contraband. Shanks, whatnot. Another thing, yeah, baby.
I am gobsmacked. What?
Oh no.
What?
Oh, and pink eye. Yeah, that's another one that you get a lot. Toilet fishing.
So we learned another use for the gloves too. For female pleasuring instruments.
Up the butt, yeah. Or also up the butts. But the tampons.
Oh. Okay.
People also wrap tissue in them like a tampon and then cut the tips off, put the tissue and pull it through, and up the butts, and pleasuring as well. Yes. Yeah.
It's a wild and crazy world. I mean, I guess if you're doing 20 years, you got to think of something.
Well, and the thing is that everybody needs to have something to do to earn extra money, or, trading commissary and whatnot. I'm staying out of trouble going to church. Get to church, honey. If you need a preaching, come on over, honey child. I'll preach you all day Sunday. So I'm a chaplain. What can I say? So here's another thing that they do, and hence the cheese. Now, she had paper clips. Now we know why she had staples, because she was modifying. Paper clips. Paper clips weight the fingertips down. So say you have your antidepressants that you don't take, you tongue it, and you want to toilet fish it to somebody else. You're going to take your string, and then what you're going to do is cut the tip off of the gloves. And by the way, you can sell those tips for a lot of money. And then you put your drugs in there, and you put a paper clip in there, and then you tie it off. The paper clip will weight it because the drugs float, so you can push it and pull it through a whole lot. Staples, she was lifting staples in jail to modify her uniform.
Yeah, she said she was getting them out of the devotional books that she got from,
Really?
Yes.
And then, here's something even worse. They take the gloves. They take the pills. They take the cheese. You take the cheese, and you can either wad it in your hand, but it doesn't work as well. You need saliva. So you're going to lightly chew the cheese and make a paste. You're going to take a glove. You're going to put your drugs in the glove, tie it off. You're going to take the paste and wrap it with the paste and let it harden. Because what happens to cheese when it sits in the air? It becomes hard as a rock.
Yes.
Okay. So once it becomes hard as a rock in the air, then you cover it with another glove and tie it off. And when when they sit there and come to try to confiscate and do a search, you swallow it. It's just like the drug cartels getting the stuff through the borders by people swallowing it, and either later you up it or it comes out naturally. And what it does is the cheese is hard enough that once it's between the two layers of gloves, you got the product, glove, cheese, and glove. Once that glove is cheese is between the glove, it takes a lot longer for the acids of the body to penetrate it, and thus you don't die so fast, and you have a lot more time. You're buying yourself time to eliminate it.
Yikes. Are they paid? I mean, basically they're mules. They're coming out from the visiting room with this and they're wow.
No. This has nothing to do with this. Is just however their meds, whatever meds they're supposed to take, they don't take, or the drugs, however they get the drugs in.
Okay.
But how they pass it back and forth and how they hide it. So your lady was talking about how that they have a half wall in a lot of these bathrooms, or no wall, but they can see them, and all of a sudden you see someone kind of crunching and doing. Well, when they getting ready to, when they see all these people walking in, they know they're going to go through a search. They have about 30 seconds to get everybody to a wall.
Oh.
A lot of them will run to a toilet and try to flush it. That's a tell, but they'll swallow those things. They'll find them and start swallowing those things and drinking water real fast, and then they can't. The only way they're going to find it is if they do an X-ray.
Oh. That is rough. That's determination. And who discovered it? And then someone's passing it on, like to the new people. Like, oh my God. Wow.
Well, they do have those too, by the way.
They have what?
I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get in trouble and get myself dinged, but homemade intimate devices.
Oh, yes. Yes, I've heard. Made out of soap and gloves, the fingers.
Oh, no. Do you know how they can make actual tattoo guns? They can make the... Yeah.
Wow. Why didn't they use this like
why didn't they use all this stuff to do good?
Yes. Right. It's a whole other, it's an ecosystem in there.
It is. Yes, they do have x-ray machines, Pope. When you go into a lot of these jails and prisons now, they will have you stand in this device and it spins around you and it will show well, I can lip read very well, and I do lip read very well because I'm deaf without my hearing aids. I have these inner ears like these high-end professional musicians have, and it sucks being deaf and tied to technology because it costs more than a car. But hey, at least I'm able to survive in the hearing world with it. But criminals are not dumb. No, they're stupid. Dumb and stupid are two different. Dumb is more of like uneducated, just not smart. Stupid is making the wrong decision and doing this things you know you're going to get in trouble for. Yeah. Sarah, it wasn't so much what Sarah, once again, Sarah had to pay a lot of people to help her. You remember the women that were helping her with her court case?
Yes.
And helping her read through and helping her carry things. And she was, why do you think people were giving up locker space?
I think it was her lover.
Well, no, it was more than one person, actually.
Well, Christina was a consistent person.
Well, yes,
and she spoke at the trial.
Yes, she was. But the thing is that everything costs in prison, and it's outrageous. So she doesn't have commissary. She doesn't have any money coming in. She doesn't have this and that. But she was cleaning, and she saved her cheese. And she learned that she could sell the fingertips probably for 2 or 3 packs of ramen per fingertip. You could, you barter and you figure out what you can get for what. So when she normally didn't want to do anything, but then when she decided that she wanted to start making money, she would volunteer to help out, and she would get the good comments in her daily reports. But in actuality, she was using that time to lift things from the cleaning carts.
Yes, she was. Oh my God. Maybe she's also getting cheese as payment. And that's why she has so many. I don't know what they'd be paying.
I don't think cheese for payment would work because they would want to use the cheese to conceal. And that's the other thing they're trying to also deter the dogs. They're trying to hide the scent within the cheese. So you got the product in the glove and the fingertip. You chew it, you break it down, you wrap it, you wad it, let it harden and dry, and then you put another glove over it.
Okay. Wow.
I got a lot of stuff.
I see.
But one of the things that Sarah Boone's really going to struggle with is she may fall in for a very short time in line, but she's not going to stay there. And these people know, I don't care what people say, they know who's coming. They know exactly who's going to be there. They know when they're going to come, and they know that who hates her and who likes her.
Okay.
And I got to tell you, they're going to play her like a fiddle.
So wait, let's go back. They know she's coming, so do you think it's all a pretense that they're sending her to reception to do this assessment, or it's just protocol? But they've already decided. Okay.
Well, when they know, as soon as the prison knows she's coming, the women will know she's coming too, because what's going to happen is, number one, they have TV and internet access to a point.
Oh, they do have internet. Okay.
Well, some of them have the tablets. Not everyone does.
Okay.
But they have family. They have friends on the phones. They will know if she's coming. And when they did the assessment, they even said it's either going to be here or here. Well, both places are going to already be going, okay, let's see. We're going to take bets to see where she goes, and they will.
Gotcha. Which two did they say? I didn't hear that they.
I don't remember the
okay.
second one, but it was one. But it was between two of them. But this is the one that they wanted her to go to. The first night, they will take bets on how long it takes for her to cry. They will do everything they can to get her to cry. They are going to push and prod her. They're going to try to get information out of her. And the one thing that they're told from the jail while heading over there, never share what you did and never talk to anybody about your family or personal life. The moment you do, they own you. People don't understand that I had death threats because of who my husband was and what he went through.
No.
Oh, we got to talk, honey boo. But anyway, they will threaten family. If she doesn't do what they want her to do, they will find out where her family is, and they will threaten the family.
Well, one of them's in prison, so he's easy to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Information is currency. Yes, it is. And it's one of the most valuable currencies in there. And the other thing is, don't get in an intimate relationship with anybody. Well, that's just, it's what I've got to be careful how I say this word. Are we after 2 hours? Not quite. Oh, well, I may get in trouble, but if I do, oh, well. Prison hose. Because here's the thing. I'm trying to put it in a way that you're straight on the outside, but when you go in order to survive, or you're so desperately lonely, anybody starts looking good.
Gay for the stay.
Gay for the stay. Yeah, gay for the stay. But the funny thing is that one of the things I say on my channel, and it's kind of like my slogan, in my humble opinion, acronym it, I'm a hoe.
IMHO, yes.
A little bit of both. Debbie, this is both.
Debbie's afraid of you now, a little afraid of you now.
I think I'm scaring off any potential new people here.
No, I think you got them hooked. They're like, who is this?
Any juice on James Owen?
Oh, I'm working on a video. I finally did. I actually recorded it. I have to edit it.
I need to talk to you about editing. I don't know how to do that.
Okay.
Everything I do is live.
Oh yeah. That live is, I mad respect to you. Live is scary. People are, it's a lot. Anyway, so his website is down. I think we had talked about that before. It just goes to, it's no longer here. It's not a 404 error. It just it gives you a note to try this other place, but then that goes nowhere. I've done a video on, he has some really shady past, and I didn't cover it before because I didn't want it to be like a distraction from the trial, but now it's over and we can trash him. And he didn't care about George Torres's family and disparage, like the Torres men are violent. So that is it. And he filed that. I still have not seen an appeal filed. I'm inferring
for George Torres?
For Sarah.
Sarah. Oh,
Yeah, so she
didn't
had
she have 30 days, or did she get
30
an
days is
extension?
passed. I'm hoping she got an extension. That's what I was going to say, because they didn't assign the lawyer properly. So the second one was on the 18th. So presumably she has until the 18th to file her appeal, but that has not happened yet. So we'll see. But I think
Wow.
James rode off into the sunset. He's like, I'm out of here.
Oh, I'd be out of here too.
Yeah.
A case I'm getting ready to go into is Jason Chin. He starts tomorrow. If they share the live feed, I don't know if they will or won't.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah, I saw your thumbnails for in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be gruesome. It's going to be very difficult. It's going to be a hard one. The Karen Reed, I covered that gavel to gavel. I was so new, and I have an interpreter. I am in black all the time. See what I mean by the Emily D. Baker look?
Yes.
I had these before she did. The only earrings I have are by this woman, and they're these three, and they're Karen Scott's. I have this.
Oh, those are pretty.
I have these, and then I have these.
I'll take the blue one.
Because of my hearing aids, I can't wear certain metals because it can cause interference. I have interference and stuff and squealing. And so I'm very, very careful with what I wear and the distance from the hearing aid. I can't wear anything up high. It's a pain in the butt, but it's okay. But I will be interpreting the trials, and I have an interpreter. When she's not on another job, she'll be interpreting with me in American Sign Language. Boy, you got to pray for me on that, because everyone's talking about like this fast and they're bouncing everywhere. It is hard.
Ooh.
But I will be, we will be covering that again. And people, I know I'm going to lose viewers on it because so many people are over Karen Reed. However, I have a book this thick of all the notes. I took very detailed notes of all the people who testified and everything. And I want to compare their testimony and see who changed, who did testify, who didn't. One of the things about that case is the Dr. Russell. I too believe it's dog bites. I was a dog groomer for many years. I have seen a lot of dog bites and a lot of attacks in my life as a first responder. My mother has the same vehicle that Karen Reed has. So I went and looked at it, and it's not glass. So everyone needs to stop calling it glass. It's plastic taillights. People,
Okay.
I don't know if it's a Lexus. It ain't glass. Rolls Royce is glass, honey. And there is, if you were to put your arm into something that is concaved like that is, you would have all the way around here. Even on an angle, you would have more here. All of his wounds are up and on here. And I took the picture, and I took his arm from straight and I curved it like if he was sitting like this, like trying to get away. And you can see that the two big teeth here and the two little teeth are here. And then what's here looks like a scratch from a paw. I'm not pro Karen Reed. I'm for the truth. And I have seen a lot of animal, not a lot. I've seen enough animal attacks. I've been bit enough. I got a lot of scars to prove it. I've been on a lot of accident scenes, and I've been on a lot of fight scenes. And nobody's talking about the fact that the blood goes from the nose, down the chin, down the shirt, and down the pants, front and back.
What do you think it was? What do you think happened?
Well, there was a guy I watched, and he was a private investigator, and he found somebody who was at the party that all the guys went to after Karen Reed was arrested. Remember that big party everybody talked about?
Yes.
There was some kind of party. Okay, he was there, and he's best friends with Brian, the homeowner.
You think he did it?
The homeowner. I think that there was a fight that happened downstairs because you had the other Brian who was flirting and kind of playing around with Karen Reed, and the two got in a fight, and everybody got in a fight. The girls are upstairs, the guys are downstairs. How is that not common? The guys go one place, the girls go another place, kitchen, weight room.
Right.
But anyway, I think that there's a fight that ensued from what I can tell. But this guy said that Brian had told him everything and told him exactly what had happened. But for some reason, prosecution kept him out of being a witness.
Huh.
He was not witnessed.
Did he have exculpatory evidence? Is it a Brady violation?
I think that it was a hearsay problem.
Oh.
But there was a question about the phone, because there was a claim that part of the conversation was recorded.
By the police? Who recorded it? Who has the recording?
Brian,
Oh.
because he was doing videos of the party
Mm.
and he laid the phone down and started talking about the case. What happened to all the phones?
Right. Does he still have the recording? Is he on an iPhone?
No, it was on Brian's, not the witness.
But where's that phone? Can they get the phone
No,
records?
remember the phones? Some of them disappeared and they couldn't pull anything off of them. You can pull the calls, you can pull some of that stuff, but some of the photos and some of the digital and audios, like if I take my phone and I just do a voice memo, that is not going to be necessarily downloadable after the phone is thrown away.
So it doesn't go into the cloud. It just is on the actual device. Okay.
My phone, I don't save everything on the cloud for a reason.
Okay.
But when you pull the SIM card out and destroy the SIM phone and get rid of the SIM card out,
I know what you
throw
meant,
the phone away, it's gone. Not everything is on the cloud.
So they pulled out the cards and took oh my God.
You don't remember that Brian and Proctor and some of the other ones were told by the assistant DA to remove, and they said that they were told to remove their SIM cards, and they said, "Oh, we just upgraded our phones. We upgraded our phones. We upgraded their phones." There's an affidavit that one of them, I think it was Brian. Somebody, I have to pull all this. It's so back there, but one of them went and the assistant DA told them to get rid of your SIM cards and get new phones. There was an affidavit signed to that.
Wow.
There it is. He took the phone card out and snapped the phone in half and dumped them in different places.
Who though? The Brian did? Or
multiple people did.
Okay. Oh my
Brian
God. Yeah, I didn't.
And
I only
Proctor.
watched some of it. I didn't watch. There was a lot going on in that trial.
Oh, there was a lot going on in the trial. But the thing is that the other thing is remember that there was the main company that did the snow plowing, and then they have other smaller companies doing it to help them out that night. There's one of them that said that they put a call in that there was a man down on that street.
Oh.
The dispatch did not call that into police EMS. And that's the same guy. That same driver came back to the station at the end of the night, said, "What happened to the guy?" And he said that they told him, "We didn't call it in." And the boss told him, "You don't speak to this to nobody, you're going to lose your job." The owner of that business is a cop.
Wow.
Brian Higgins went to the military base. That's right. So we'll have to do another live where I read that all out because I made all those notes.
Okay.
But there's a lot of stuff that did not get in that should have gotten in. Now, I don't know if she accidentally hit him. She very well could have. But there's just too many. Like I tell everybody, it's not that it's not that the defense have to prove she doesn't do it. It's can the prosecution prove beyond a reasonable doubt she did. I don't think they can.
I don't think they can either. And all the sloppiness calls their credibility into question. Like, are you guys a professional police department? Are you Keystone Cops? What happened?
I am not even a professional police officer, CSI person. But I know that number one, blood and snow, you can't use it. It's tainted.
Right.
Boom, right off the bat. Number two, you don't take a solo cup. If you're going to take a sample, you take a Q-tip, you take it out of the sealed container, you put it in there, put it in, break it off, seal it, write it. And I know all that. So why in the hell didn't they? And they got the cups from across the street from the police chief that was on.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then on top, the blower? Oh, come on.
That whole handling of it, I just feel like everything is tainted from there.
It's all tainted, 100% tainted.
It's interesting to see these prosecutors go hard for someone like that, because I feel like also with the Alec Baldwin, that prosecutor keeps going like, move on. It's
Yeah, just move along. It's kind of like I wanted to break out. I was walking along, minding my business when Canton hit me in the eye.
Watching my baby go home.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, we have got 33 liked entries into the drawing. Let me see how many of you have actually liked it. Because if you like it, you get into the drawing, you guys. I have 52 likes. I liked it. No, I won't win. And if I do, I'll redraw. But anyway, but I do like by the way, like your own live.
Do you use a tool? How do you track these? I'm so impressed. I'm not that good at lives.
Okay, I'm going to share screen.
Okay.
This here is you can go to StreamYard.com/giveaway.
Okay.
And you go in and you start it and you give it a word. And then you tell people to hit that word, type that word in the comment. And then you can see down here, there's 35 entries.
Oh.
And then when I'm done, I hit draw, and that's going to draw one name. That's only for the I liked comments. Now, here's the thing. I have another app thing that I keep track of everybody who subscribes. If you buy memberships, if you become a member, if you gift a membership, if you do all that,
I love that.
You're entered into the drawing. But when I do the likes, it is way too much. I mean, we got so many, it bogs down the drawing. So what I do is everybody who liked tonight is in the drawing, and then I will draw one person from tonight. I write your name down. I enter it into the drawing at the end of the month for the $50 gift card. But like if for example, you sat there and you gave memberships and all that, you're in the drawing at the end of the month. And if you have 20, if you bought memberships and all that, you're already in that. That's separate from the I liked, because the I liked is only once. All the other ones, a sub is once, but all the others, you can every night, I like every night, and you will be in the drawing.
I like that. I'm going to write I like in there now.
Do it. And I sub, if you sub, put I sub. If you're a member, it automatically gets it. So I really love doing, this is my Sunday night live. I do it usually every Sunday night at 7 Central Time. We do have once a month, we do a members only live. This was supposed to be it, but it was so fabulous. I opened it up to everybody. Oh my gosh, we're at 41 likes. Woo-hoo. Let's see how many now. We got 53 likes. So yeah, let's get it up there. Also, for all of you, if you don't know who As the Gavel Drops is, it is on Discord. You go in and join. You got to verify your account. I'm starting to do that on my Discord too, because we've had to remove people and they try to get back in. Yeah. But verify your account and then play around, because you can find like that court document we just had up, probably on the Gavel Drops. And if you're looking for documents, there now, I'm
always looking for documents. I love to read all of the cases.
Become friends with Toxic.
Okay,
she's the owner. But here's the thing: if you're on my channel, if you are on, how do you say your name?
Tanika.
I'm just making sure because of my hearing, it's hard. I didn't know it was Tanika. If you are if you are getting documents from Tanika at all, if you are a YouTuber and you get documents, you need to give credit for those documents, because a lot of people pay for those documents and share them. So just say documents from As the Gavel Drops in your comments and you'll be good to go. We always want to bless those who bless us, right?
Yes. Thank you for that. I'm definitely going to check it out. I'm always on the lookout. People send me stuff, but some of the court websites, I'm sure you have to register, you have to get notarized, like a notarized agreement, and it takes a while. So yeah, I would definitely, I'm there.
Well, yes. And also, if you don't have something, and you can go in there and say, hey, does anybody have this? I can't find it. And they'll help you out. Cool. You have been an amazing guest. I hope to come on your channel. I want you to come on my channel. I would love to do more with you and collab more. You're awesome.
Thank you. I had a great time. Thank you. Yeah, I'm covering Sarah. The next thing I've got something coming up on Daybell now that I know that she's going to trial in March. I just did a thing on oh my God, Nicholas Rossi, the guy who faked his own death and left the country and pretended he was someone else. So he's a diagnosed narcissist. We love us a good MPD. And so yeah, that's what we're doing.
Well, I'm not used to doing what you do. I do live court, but I did my first short today. I called it Snapshots. You know, some people have quick bits, and I can't use that.
EDB.
Law nerds, well, I can't use that. So we are courtroom junkies or court junkies. And then what we do, but I'm going to start doing more of the snapshots, and then I've got to learn how to edit. I was sharing with you that this has been such a fast journey. I've learned so much so fast. It's like my brain can't handle another techie thing for another week or two. So let's do the drawing. Is everybody ready? Because I'm getting ready to do it.
Hi. Yes.
Out of 53, we got 46. Oh my gosh, here we go. That is awesome, y'all. That is a lot.
Hi.
Thank you. Hi, honey. Hi, honey.
I love this. I'm so excited. Oh, winner.
Now what's going to happen is you need to go to Discord and leave your name in members chat, because what I'm going to do is if you win at the end of the month, I need to be able to get a hold of you. So you are in the drawing at the end of the month, Miss Nancy. Congratulations.
Congrats, Nancy.
Yay. Oh my God. He's so precious. He can't hear us, can he?
No. Do you want to say hi? Are you high-fiving me? High five.
Hi. Let's see if I can get Sensei up here. Sensei, come here.
You want to see the doggy?
Come here. Up.
The doggy
Up.
for you.
Oh, you see the puppy? Oh, he's a baby.
Her helper puppy. Yes.
Alert.
Dog.
Alert. Good girl. Yeah, she alerts me to fire alarms. She alerts me to doorbells, cell phones, microwaves, ovens.
She's beautiful.
Firecom radios. Oh, thank you.
How long has she been with you?
2 years. She's professionally trained. I did not just train her myself, although I could, but I didn't. Oh, here's a fun fact. Since you're a disability person, in the state of Texas, it was only a $300 fine to fake a service dog. Nobody cared. I had one guy told me 300 here, 600. Took his 2 chihuahuas and went into the grocery store. So I went and helped get a law passed, and I got a bill passed.
Congratulations.
$1,000 fine and 30 hours of community service with organizations that services the disabled. So you can't go to the county fair.
Nice.
And service your time. Oh, well, nice to see you in Texas. Anybody know where San Antonio is? I'm about an hour northwest of San Antonio in the beautiful hill country. And you're in New York.
Me? Yes, I'm in Manhattan.
How cold is it?
It's not too bad. I think it's like 38 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't think it's too crazy.
Wow. Well, we're going to let you get little one to bed, because obviously it is way past his bedtime. Is it not 9:45?
It is. He slept during my other live while the babysitter was here. I'm batting 1,000 today. So he's going to be up. I'm going to go read him a book and hang out and get him to sleep.
Listen, cherish this time. It passes so fast.
Yes.
And I look at my child who came into this world at 7 pounds, 8 ounces, 6'5".
Wow.
Man.
Wow.
25 years old this
Oh
next
my
month.
God.
I know my youngest is 20 going on 21, but mentally going on 60.
Oh, yikes. He's going to be tall. He's in the 97th percentile, but I'm not looking forward to tall people's shoes. Like if he's 14 and
Do you know
wears
what?
it-
Wait. My son's a size 14, but we thought his length was in his legs. He's normal size pants and leg. It's all in his back. He grew so fast. He grew 6 inches in less than a summer. He has vertical stretch marks.
Right. From growing so fast. Wow.
So tall kids, I gotta hand it. Everybody. Oh, I see a Siamese cat. Oh, I used to have one. I want to really thank everybody from your live joining us, and all my people for joining us. And we really, really appreciate all of you. Do this. I'm going to teach you something. Do this. Now come to the screen and squeeze. That's an I love you hug. It looks like this.
Oh, wait.
When you do it in person, love you.
Oh.
How'd you get the hearts to come up there?
I made a heart and I hold it, and then the camera picks it up, and I just
Mine doesn't.
Are you in a Mac?
No.
Oh, okay. I think you can change it in StreamYard. I think you can do the settings like hand gestures in there too.
Well, I'll have to figure that out. I have a Sony V something, and I have a separate system. I have a really nice computer, but it's not a Mac. I will get a Mac soon. I have a Mac at home. Everything else I have is Mac. Auntie used to live in Texas, Houston, Dallas. I also lived in Manhattan. Oh, wonderful. Never been to Manhattan. Flew over it once. All right, guys. With that, I've got a 6:30 airtime in the morning, which means I will not get sleep tonight.
Oh,
yeah. No. Excuse me. His is 10. 6:30 is on Wednesday for the what was that trial that was going to be there's a hearing
tomorrow? Oh no, Wednesday.
I'm pulling up the Google Calendar. So just so you
the 15th.
So the 15th, it's Trooper Proctor. Will be 6:30 my time. Yes. Just so you guys know, Johnny Santiago, Christopher Hoops, Nathan Madrano are tomorrow, along with Dante Smith and Jason Chin. Those are all the trials that are hitting.
Okay. Wow.
I don't know about any of them.
There's always a trial. That's the good thing about true crime. Somebody's always committing one.
Except for December. Everything went. December plummeted us.
Yes. Well, we had the wonderful Sarah Boone, who was the gift. She gave us the sentencing. She gave us the letter. Then she gave us another letter after her sentencing, like in the mail. She was the December gift.
Oh, wait, Nina. Oh, Canadian. This means a ton to me because I met Kay yesterday in Discord and told her all about. She did. You're the reason.
Oh, nice. Hi, Nina. Thank you.
She is the reason. Yes, this has been a hard week, and so thank everybody for subscribing and watching. And I did have an outro, but let me see what happened. Let me get it. It disappeared. There it is. There it is, and it's acting funky. Come on, man, work for me. I had to reprogram my StreamYard. Well, it's not working for me. I'll have to do it manually. That sucks. But anyway, please stay in touch. We have our numbers now.
Yes.
Little one, go get some sleep for mamas. Help mama go night-night. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Just so know, I'm also Native American. I'm Cherokee Cree, and the highest form of thank you that I can give you is miigwech.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. You guys have a great evening. Everybody, thank you for joining. Be blessed. Stay warm. We'll see you real soon. Bye. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. I hope you have an awesome day. Till next time. Take care.